Hello, my beautiful people. These are all my thoughts and opinions based on public information out there. Please do your own research. And this is for entertainment purposes only. I have a question to ask. Who's paying for Meghan's security and Harry's security while in New York? The reason I ask is this. This I know about because this was my job. Part of my job was arranging security for government who were coming or people. I have arranged security for two crown princess, not a princess, but princess from different European countries on official visits and on private vacation visits. I can tell you this, and please, the way it works, and I'll explain it how it works so you understand about it. Unless this has changed in the last 48 hours, this is the way to do it. Whenever you have an official visit, the only time that you will use police escort or like the kind of escort they had right now in New York is when this is arranged between two countries. An individual, a celebrity, they cannot get that kind of escort. They pay for their own security. Harry and Meghan are not internationally protected people. They're not. They say, oh, it's because his grandmother is the head of state. That's his grandmother. He is a private citizen who actually left a position within that family. He's not an internationally protected person. He does not have an official role as far as we know, even though it's stated on that website that he does. Because that website says he does. He'd only step out, but he still has a role, okay? So this is why everything comes into play. But the way it works, I would be notified, so-and-so is coming. And these visits are planned in advance. This is not something that just popped out of the air. It doesn't work that way. It is planned in advance. So you notify, you have to make arrangements. The person is coming, and you get that. I can't give you too many security details, but I can tell you without any doubt, and I do this. This is what I did for a living. Is that you get notification from the government, okay, of the people that are coming. In this case, it would have been the UK. So the only way that Harry and Meghan are getting this kind of police protection or whatever they want to call it, homeland protection, is because the UK requested, because they have to share costs. And they usually come with a bodyguard from somebody from, they usually even come with their own bodyguards, the ones that are usually guarding them. And on the ground, we provide assistance, like the logistics, which is the transport, everything is coordinated. But the people on the ground are mostly back up because they know the route, they're the locals, so they are in charge of the ground security, and they come with their bodyguards. This is why you see whenever, excuse me, Prince William or anybody, like they go around, they come with their own personal bodyguards, and of course everything else is organized around that. But the personal bodyguards is usually in contact with them. But the only way they can get this type of security is if it's arranged through governments. And this would be the UK and the United States. Unless the mayor took it up on herself to do whatever the hell he wanted and just burn the taxpayers with 20, I was told and this is again from what's out there, that there were at least 20 bodyguards around them. That's more than what the Queen gets. That's more than what everybody gets, really, for real. When, you don't do that. Harry is, even within the monarchy, his role was not prominent. The monarchy made it more prominent to make him not feel bad. But he is a minor royal. For example, when Eugenie and Beatrice, they go to New York or whatever, because they do go a lot there or to the States, you don't see this. So unless some people have pointed out that maybe the security was already there because where they were going, who they were seeing, the mayor, blah, blah, blah. But even the mayor and stuff, they don't get that many people because they already have security in place. They were already at that building. You know what I mean? Nobody knows who Harry and Meghan is. And I'm editing a video, not me, my friend is editing, because he went on the ground yesterday in New York. And she asked random 100 people around the buildings where Harry and Meghan were, and everybody. She went to Manhattan, she went to the Bronx, she went to Brooklyn, she's been everywhere. And she asked almost 100 people what they thought about Harry and Meghan. 95 did not know who they were. 5 others, 2 of them thought that they were like this couple that, that they're married and they do interior design. And the only 3 that kind of knew, they asked if he was the Diana's son. But they don't know who they are. So they don't need this kind of protection. The only reason why they're doing it is because they want to be known. Because they could have done this visit very quietly. Because by then making it so public, it increases the danger, the level of danger. You know what I mean? So they could have gone very quietly and post the pictures later on. That would have been a much lower risk for everybody attached, especially given the fact that nobody knows who they are. I know that for people in Europe, it's hard to understand that nobody knows who Harry and Meghan are. In California, you get people, but this is a real machine pushing hard to shove them down everybody's throats because very few people know who they are. Now, I posted a video of this girl that she said that and she also explained it, that people in her age group in her late 20s, they don't know who they are. They don't care about Harry and Meghan Markle. They don't. But it's the media that pushes them. And I thought that this was an excellent point, that the media loves the idea that a nobody like Meghan is trashing and belittling the monarchy by trashing and belittling Harry. Because if you look at what Meghan does, she makes fun of Harry. That thing about him being outside juggling the balls and stuff like that, she wasn't saying, oh, how lovely you look. Oh, it's like, she's like that. She's like, what the hell is wrong with him? Everything that she does is to belittle him. That cover in Times Magazine, it was praised and it's pushed down by woke people, but even now, everything backfires. Why? Because the sentiment on that cover is mean. It's like, here is this guy who represents the monarchy and white privilege, and here I am, Meghan, trashing it. I command it. That is the message that is being sent. I can do whatever I want with the royalty. I can do, this is her way of saying, I can do whatever I want with this guy, which in a way is the monarchy. But again, going back to security, who's paying for this? Boris Johnson was there yesterday as well. Did he meet with them? Are they taking the piss out of the United Kingdom people? All I can do and ask you guys is ask and demand answers. Don't just throw the questions, demand the answers. Who's paying for that security? And the people in the United States, especially in the area of New York, ask who's paying for that. To clarify, because let me put it this way, they're not internationally protected people. Internationally protected people, and they only get a certain amount of security. They don't get a 20-car convoy, ever. They have and usually they have bodyguards paid for by the country of origin. I had to arrange security once for the son of a president who was studying. So he came with his bodyguard, from home, and we provided ground security. And, there's a special police force assigned to international protected people. And he came for a very short period of time. It was an agreement with countries and stuff like that. And it wasn't that he quit his family, it was that he was the son of this, president, and he was coming to study. So yeah, but it's nothing like that. You will not see 20 cars. This was a show because she wants people to know she's there. She wants to draw attention because they know they're not well known. Those people that were there shouting, it's so funny. If you look at this is so funny because they have this 20 people security, they have barricades, and yet there's like 5 people who get close enough to be shouting, I love you, Meghan. Where's the security in that? But to a more serious questions, do ask who's paying for that, because this type of security, unless it is that they came with their own security and they coordinated with the security already on the ground there, who is protecting the mayor or whatever the hell they're protecting. But even the mayor doesn't require that much security. I can tell you that. They go with 1 or 2 cars. That's it. So I don't know if it was a show. And I'm very surprised that there's a Homeland Security guy saying, no, we're Homeland. These people are trained never to say where they're from. So it could be one of the security people that Harry and Meghan are paying who claim that to give them more importance. Because people from the CIA, Homeland Security, FBI, whatever, they will never talk to you. They will never tell you where they're from, because that's part of the security. That would be a serious breach of security. So to me, it would lead to the fact that it's them paying for all these people. This is a show. Maybe the mayor, they did barricaded this stuff. Because if that is not the case, and it's actually true police on the ground. First, this guy breached security by stating who he works for, because they never do. They never talk to you. You've seen how security people are. You don't even know. They get you in, they get you out, and and you're gone. So I don't think it's them. So for me, it leads me to believe that it's not the police or the Homeland Security and stuff like that. If it is, then you people have very serious questions to ask, because there's only one way they would get that type of security, and that is if the UK has asked for it and arranged for it in advance. That's it. Celebrities don't get that security. They have their own paid security. They might get some support from certain policemen on the ground, but nothing like that. So my take on it is that they staged the entire thing. They called the press, whatever press, left woke press there is, which even then it wasn't that very much. Actually, the Daily Mail, they had them. I don't know why the Daily Mail keeps putting them front center, because no papers in the United States did that. But the Daily Mail puts them front and center, which is stupid. They should be putting them at the bottom. And yesterday, Prince William was out and about. You know what I mean? So yeah, there are some questions. If indeed was Homeland Security, then the UK people and the US people have a lot of questions, because it's that, I can tell you, it's not cheap. And this is something that I know about. And I'm telling you that Harry is not an international protected person because he left his country. He's a private citizen. He's not entitled to any of that. This is one of the things that you have to consider when you leave a position, how you're going to fare for that. The reason why they wanted to be half in and half out was not to do the work. It was to get the paid security, because if they were half in, half out, then they would have been entitled to some security on the ground, but nothing like this. So my take on it is like, this was all a show. Because again, as somebody from Homeland Security or the CIA would not be talking to the press, oh yeah, we're Homeland Security. They don't do that. That's not done. And that person needs to be fired, if indeed that person did that. So what do you guys think? Please leave me your comments. And again, no, just because his grandmother is head of state, it has nothing to do. He's not in close proximity. He's nothing. He's a private citizen. There's thousands of people who are related to heads of state. And one of you even wrote to me, oh, how come Trump gets that, former presidents? Yes, former presidents do get that, because they are targets in the sense that they made decisions that probably affected thousands of people who hate them and stuff like that. So they are entitled to that. But these are presidents, former presidents. This is not a minor royal and a former D-list semi-porn actress. You know what I mean? There's a big of a difference. Semi-porn D-list actress and a minor royal and an ex-president. Absolutely nothing to do with that. And they're private citizens that should pay for their own security. So inquire for people. If it's not them staging, because to me, everything was staged to create big buzz, like they're very important people. So I don't think it was paid for or the taxpayers, but it's worth to ask. And I am telling you this, I know what I'm talking about, because this is what I used to do for a living. So what do you guys think?